God, good evening, couples, married people, married and loving it people, married and trying to find your way. Wherever you are, we want to welcome you to Married and Loving It Mondays with Dr. Titch and Dr. Francisca. It's an awesome evening.
Awesome, welcome. And tonight it's a ba-ba-boom, 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 boom, boom. And it's all about having a marriage experience. You know, one of the greatest things that enhances a great marriage is couch time. Couch time, especially in this weather with a nice cup of tea.
Oh, yes. Winter looks like it's knocking if you're in Johannesburg. If you're in other parts of the continent or the world, it may not be so cold, but we've been having this really chilly weather, so it's always good to warm up, keep yourselves warm, keep each other warm. The Bible does say one person cannot keep themselves warm, hey? You need each other, because if you go alone, you're not going to be warm. You need somebody to keep you warm. So, hey, this is a good time. And we're excited today. So please let us know where you're watching from. Let us know, give us feedback. How have you been enjoying the Married and Loving It Mondays? We believe that you're really having a great time and God is teaching you, encouraging you, and you're learning all kinds of awesome nuggets and lessons in these sessions. So thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from, and let us know how we can serve you. Ask questions, give us feedback, give us comments, and we know that God will minister to you in an awesome way. So welcome. Let's get into our lesson today.
Awesome. And also just want to say welcome, because depending on where you're watching from, but here in South Africa, there is a lot of load shedding that's been happening, So I know a lot of people maybe are not able to catch the live, but you know what? Just the fact that you're able to scroll through, you've caught up on the session, you are going to be blessed. So anytime is tea time right here on Married and Loving It.
Awesome. Let's see. We've got a few people that have joined in. Welcome. We're so excited to have you, and we believe you're going to have a great time tonight. Pull out your notebook if you have a notebook, and let's see how far we can take this awesome session that we're having. I'm just sharing and inviting a few people, so do the same as well. Share the link with somebody and tell them it's that awesome time. Okay. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, okay. There we go.
While you're sharing, I just want to some of the, because we're talking about an experience and how marriage must be an experience. Whatever you do, make sure you make everything an experience. Well, right here with me, I've got some two lovely pillows that we have that also always make it a reminder of the experience that we have. So, can I just have this one? I hope it doesn't come up upside down, right? It won't. Tell me what you think of this. This says Fun Times and Boogie. Alright?
Oh, wow.
Fun Times and Boogie. So, when you have this in your room, what do you think? What comes to mind when it's fun time and boogie? Lovey, what's fun time for you?
Fun time.
Because we're talking about an experience, right? We want to bring in a boom. Actually, before we go there, because on the 7th of May, we have an awesome experience happening at 234 Malibonga Drive. Now,
book the date, 7th of May. Book it right now.
And if you think that this is some experience, wait and see. And it's all gonna be clean, it's all good, it's all in the confines of marriage, what God desires, but it's about teaching. You know, one of the things that I've learned a lot from some couples in church and all of that, you know, in the body of Christ, how some people have they resorted to pornography for wanting to know how to have intimacy with their spouse, because some things are just not taught. You know, we train up the young people. Always talk about, you know, how can a young man keep his ways pure by taking heed to the word of God, but we never take the word of God and teach them how to have sex. So you get this, you know, the young people, they've come to a place where they've kept themselves pure. The next thing is, how do I actually have intimacy, you know? And so it's something that's not always taught. You're supposed to just find out for yourself. You're taught how to have a driver's license. You're taught your education. You're taught your degree of choice. You're taught all these things, but who actually teaches us how to have intimacy, how to have fun times and boogie? And that is what we want, because is it in Genesis where Abimelech, he says he saw Isaac sporting in the King James,
sporting
with his wife, because earlier Isaac had said, "This is my sister." Then Abimelech came and said, "I saw you sporting with your wife. Now, sporting with this one." Do you think after? Because Abimelech came and said, "This ain't your sister." But sisters can play tennis, sisters can go jogging, sisters can go running, brother and sister. But the King James Version says they were sporting.
Yeah.
Okay? So, in other words, you give us your own interpretation. What do you think sporting is? I mean, I'm just throwing these things out there because we are just gearing up, warming up for the 7th of May. There's an experience happening on 234 Malibunga Drive. You don't want to miss. There's a link, I hope. Is there a link there?
We're going to share the link. Somebody's going to put it up for us.
We're going to share the link. We're going to share the link. And once you get the link, it will take you to a Quicket page and purchase your ticket. Tell your friends that we are going to look into understanding what sporting is. Yeah, because believers they want the Bible, so we need to tell them. So we're gonna explain to them we're gonna talk about what sporting is. We're gonna talk about what fun time and boogie is. Fun time and boogie.
Yeah.
Other thing is, what are we gonna talk about? This is, what does it say? Sunshine and moonlight. Sunshine and moonlight. So these are all the things that we want to talk about and just begin to warm up and understand how to sport with one another.
So, I was thinking about this earlier today, and I realized that, did you know that every marriage is an experience? The question is, what kind of experience is it?
Wow. What kind of experience?
Exactly. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I don't know some movies and stuff like that or songs, but I remember some icebreakers where people would say, if you were to describe your marriage as a movie, which movie would it be? If you had to describe it as a song, what song would it be? So in another word, it's, what experience would you describe your marriage to be? If you had to describe it with a color, what color would it be? So all these experiences, because the different spectrums of color, from chalk and cheese, which is the black and white, all the way, or the other whole spectrum. What color is it, and what's the definition? What does it mean? If it's a song, what song experience do you have? Is it what song are you singing? Is it a song of love? Is it a song of regret? Is it a song? All of this is an experience. What movie are you watching in your marriage? And as in, what movie does your marriage tell? Is it a great experience? Is it an experience where we'll cry out in the movie like or are we gonna be like just or it's tears of trauma? Experience.
So every marriage is an experience. So you tell us, let us know, what kind of marriage experience are you having? We've published a couple of books for authors. One of our businesses is a publishing house, and we've published some books that when you read some of the chapters in the book, it's like heart-rending. Marriages that became dysfunctional, abuse, pain, hurt, frustration. And this is coming from people that are in ministry, people that are in business, all kinds of people, all walks of life, experiencing painful marriages, and they are writing books about it to let others know that don't go the way I went or the way we went in our marriage. And it's good that they are now sharing their experiences so that we can help others avoid that. But if you were to write a book about your marriage,
what would the title be?
Is it like Friday the 13th, the horror movie, or is it a Dallas or a Dynasty kind of series, or are you going to write a James Bond kind of movie? What kind of movie best explains? I love the way you put it. What's the experience? But we are talking about the married and loving it experience.
And as we're talking about the experience, if you could, on the comment box, and we're gonna check them even after the live. We're gonna check them. So if you're watching after the live, please do put up the comment. We want to find out if you were to write a book about your marriage experience, what would the title be? Or if you were to produce a movie about your marriage, what would the title be? Okay, so just in case the experience is not kosher.
Okay.
And let's actually just say, so if it's not kosher, it's not what people, it's not what you don't want people to know what you're experiencing. That's the right word. You don't want people to know the title of your movie, because your title of the movie or book will reveal how how the marriage is going down the drain.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's why we come in and faith calls those things that be not as though they are. So it's either your book title or your movie title is explicitly what you're experiencing. We want titles that are so explicit and so there's just adrenaline pumping. We just want to know, what title would you put? But don't despair if you don't feel that way. Just put an act of faith. Faith calls those things that be not as though they are. So do that. And then if it's a really horrific title, just inbox us. Inbox rather horrific titles, because that's what we are here for. We are here to change that experience into something that you can tell the whole world and begin to and confirm that marriage is from God.
Yeah. And when you read our book, make sure you get this book. This is a brilliant book that goes along with our intimacy cards. But one of the things that we did in writing this book is we put 4 movie scenes that are a movie that's not yet produced. It's 4 movie scenes. One of them is on the chapter called Hot, Sloppy, and Fun. Talking about the creativity of your marriage. What can we do? What should we do? How can we take our marriage to the next level? But as filmmakers, if you haven't watched our movie, Married and Loving It, you have not watched the movie. You need to watch it. But as filmmakers, here's what we discovered. It is the power behind the movie is the executive producer.
Okay.
The executive producer is the one who says, I want a movie and this is the storyline. I want the story to be this. I want us to talk about this subject, or I want to send out this message. So in the olden days, and even now, governments began to discover the power of media, the power of the film industry. So governments began to channel a lot of money into the movie industry for executive producers to produce movies that, America is the best example. They have used this so amazingly. So American movies always portray Americans as the heroes, the best in business, the best in military techniques and winning wars. Watch all the movies that they've done about Vietnam. They lost Vietnam, but you don't see any movie depicting America as losing Vietnam. They always come out as the best. Why? Because if you can tell a story, you can influence the mind of the people watching the movie. So storytelling is about planting seed in the minds of the people. And I'm going somewhere with this, so listen carefully. The executive producer is the funder. He comes with the money, and the one who pays the piper calls the tune. So in other words, if the executive producer wants a movie that depicts marriage as bad and as evil, and the message that they're spreading in the world today is marriage is overrated.
Yeah.
They're trying to discourage you, trying to tell you that marriages don't work, marriages are dying, marriage is outdated, marriage is an old idea. The new idea is just live in. Just, stay together for 3, 4, 5 years. If you get bored, at least there's no commitment. You can just get out. So that's what the executive producers are telling the producers of the movies to make. The next person is your script writer and your director and your producer. Those people now take the ideas in the executive producer's mind and they formulate the script, make it a reality. Now, the reason I'm teaching you this is if your marriage is going to become a married and loving experience, you have to be the executive producer. And you know, a lot of people, because they are discouraged, frustrated, they're letting somebody else fund the narrative, finance the narrative. You have to take that responsibility and say, I'm going to fund the narrative. I'm going to put money into the type of marriage I want. And how do you do that? Attending seminars, buying books, investing, going on dates, going on retreats, going on to events that enrich your marriage, like the Married and Loving It experience on the 7th. You cannot miss that one. So that's the first side. And then afterwards, you've got we call these the above the line in the movie industry. We call these the above the line guys that I've just mentioned. But then you bring in your actors. The actors are those that are going to act out the story. So again, you are the one who is the boss. You choose who's your main actors. We are the main actors in our movie. In our movie, we are the ones acting it out. You choose your mood. You choose your temperament. You choose whether to be grumpy or whether to be romantic or whether to be unromantic. And you choose whether you're going to make the marriage dead or sparky and alive. So the experience you are having is a product of what you have written in your script, what you have produced as the producer, what you have directed as the director, and what you have influenced as the executive producer. And then, of course, you know, the director, he's that guy who does the cut. No, I don't like the mood in that scene. Change it. Makeup, fix their makeup. It's not looking good. That's the director. He's the one who's directing how the acting goes. So guess what? If you are the director, you can call the shots. If something is happening in a way you don't like, you can say, cut. I don't want that. I don't want you to act that way. Let's take it again. Let's take that scene again. Take it from the top. You begin from the top. You act it out until you are happy with it. And then guess what? After the movie's done, you take it out of the hands of all of these people. You take it to the editing department. The editors are the ones that go through the story, look at the script, and then stitch it in a way that they have what they call a timeline. They're the ones that make the story look amazing or they make it look dead. They cut out certain scenes, they cut out certain information, they change the mood. I was absolutely amazed in one of our scenes where the editing department said, we don't like the color configuration. So they literally changed the lady's dress color just by playing around with the computer. I watched this and I said, oh my goodness, they're removing color and putting. I did not know that you could do that. So you can act in certain colors, and if the editor doesn't like it or it doesn't look good on screen, they can change the color of your dress, they can change the color of your couches, they can change the color of anything in the movie. In other words, the final product, the final experience in the marriage is up to you. So here's the big question. What kind of marriage are you producing?
Wow. That's a lot. And I think I like executive producer, the director, editor. So, and the beauty is that you can be all of those in one. You can be all of those. You better be all of those. You better be.
Absolutely.
You give the narrative of what you want. And I think with the Vavavoom experience, marriage experience, we will be breaking down how to do that, because I think the communication becomes very key. How are we going to maneuver? How am I going to be the one that says, cut, I don't like this, because in marriages they face challenges, and in the midst of a challenge, if you say, cut, I don't want this, and then the spouse says, you just say it in a nice way, and then this and that, and then why should I cut this off? Why should I cut the extramarital affair? I still want it in. How do you do that? How do you do that? And I think the experience is there to be able to walk with you, have an experience of understanding. How can I cut out these habits that I don't want in my marriage? How can I cut out these extra negative relationships? How can I cut out the poverty? How can I cut out the lack of sex in our life? So all those things, the Vavavoom experience is something that we've worked on, we're working on, we've made ourselves ready. There's a team that is ready, prepared to minister to you. You don't want to miss out. All you need to do is hurry along to the link that is in the chat box there and register, make your payments, and we will see you at the experience and have a Vavavoom in our marriages.
Yeah, that's awesome. So really what we want you to do right now is go follow the link, get yourself a ticket, or for you and your husband or you and your wife, get yourselves tickets to the Married and Loving It experience, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. If you need any information, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. We're looking forward to seeing you at the experience. Let's add value to our marriages. Let's take this thing on as an assignment to say this year cannot end the same way last year ended, the last 2, 3, 4 years. My marriage needs to change. I've got to invest in it. I've got to change the trajectory. I've got to now create a whole new narrative. You are your producer. You are your director. You want to say something about that?
That's for me, for an experience.
That's for you.
Please.
Surprise me. Do something. Do something I will really love without telling me what it is.
Read it loud and clear again so that the audience can know what the experience
if I read it out loud, next week Monday I will have to tell them that I did.
Exactly. Please read it out loud.
Okay, I'm in a corner on live television. She has just pulled out one of the vouchers and she says, surprise me. Do something I will really love without telling me what it is. Yo.
I'm ready for an experience.
Guys, if you're watching out there, please pray for me.
I'm ready, done about you.
Because next week I gotta tell you that I delivered. Can I also pick one?
No.
Okay.
Unless it's at the top. Because I just picked one that's at the top.
Okay, I can pick one at the top.
Oh Lord Jesus, help me.
Pick one from which top? Okay, that was the top.
No, the top.
There we go. I don't know what it says.
Your husband should do for you that thing which you want him to do for you.
I don't ever remember seeing that one. Come on, woman of God, you're on live television, you gotta tell the truth.
Honestly, marriage is a good thing, and you must be married and loving it. You must enjoy your spouse, you must enjoy the wife of your youth, you must enjoy having an experience, so please do have an experience.
She's stalling. What is she doing?
Alright.
What are you going to do?
Deep soak.
Oh
prepare
my goodness.
Deep, pampering, hot bubble bath, and attend to me while I enjoy it.
Oh my goodness. We've got one of those bath bombs, hey?
Yes, we do.
We've got a bath bomb, so you're going to bath bomb me. And I love that one.
Cut. Time to go.
Okay, time to go and do a few couple of things here. Awesome.
But we love you. Dr. Titch and Dr. Francisca here, married and loving it Mondays. Make sure you register for the experience and we'll see you inside the experience.
God bless you.